Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/thebarn. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thebarn.
Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Totally.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
Yeah!
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
I kind of miss seeing us dancing at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, well, I took a survey. Nobody else does.
That's probably 100% accurate. Thanks for the outpouring of support this week. I don't know if you have noticed, but like on our social media, there have been a lot of people that have come out and said, hey, thank you for doing this and sharing our page. That's so awesome.
Yeah, well, you know what? The weather was so bad this past week with the ice and then the snow that people couldn't get out. So, hey, we had a captive audience.
We did, and we greatly appreciate that so much. I think Mike McClanahan had a really nice thing to say about us.
Thank you, Mike.
Ryan Cooper also had a really good post about us, too. And so we appreciate that and the emails and messages that people have been sending. Thank you so much. Just keep liking and subscribing and let us know if there's things that you would like us to talk about and get information out about. This is episode 32, and we're going to be joined by Rocky Good and Kristi Scott. They are the two people that pilot the Night to Shine event locally, which will be coming up on Valentine's Day. And a person that you and I have interviewed multiple times throughout the years, Kevin Kappler, will be our guest as well. And we'll also talk to Garrett Callahan, head coach of the Farmington Knights. They had a big week this past week, and he'll be our guest during the sports segment here of the podcast. Want to thank our sponsors, Parkland Pharmacy, Discover Farmington, Save a Lot of the Parkland, Heimberger Construction, and Boozen Bark Carpet. We have a couple of promotions coming up that we wanted to talk to you about. First off, we'll work chronologically. The Heart of the Parkland promotion. We got a Valentine's Day thing going this year.
Big shout out to Teresa Bauman, who's helping to organize that, and that's going to be done utilizing our Facebook page.
That's right. So how it's going to happen is we'll set up a post on our Facebook page, and we're going to ask you if you know a couple that has been together, say 10 years or longer. I mean, if it's 8 or 9 and they're really cute, that's fine too. And then we're going to have you post a picture of them on this post on Facebook. And we'll have a week where you can get on our Facebook page and you can like or heart or give a reaction, as they say in the Facebook business, to these pictures. And then the couple that has the most likes or reactions will get some great prizes, which are we've already confirmed. We have Pasta House.
Yes.
Nancy Sylvie has been...
Love Nancy Sylvie.
Good. I mean, when it comes to this commercial, I mean, it's probably going to go on for 20 minutes because you know about as much about Pasta House as like somebody who's worked there for 10 years.
Yes, I might as well get a paycheck from them. I'm going to make an executive decision.
Yeah?
Let's open this up to all couples, whether they've been married
okay.
6 weeks or 60 years.
Okay.
Why
All right.
should a couple be penalized because they have not been married as long as another person?
Okay.
I think that would be just really nice.
Okay. So we don't want to be couplist.
Right.
Yeah, anniversaryists.
No,
Yes.
no.
We're not like that on the
No,
show.
we don't
Okay.
want to be anti-anniversary.
Anti-anniversary.
Anti-dentites. A rabid anti-dentite. That's a Seinfeld thing.
Yeah.
And our other sponsor, Ike's Florist.
Yeah, Ike's Florist. How about that?
Hi, Macy. I hope you're listening. She is a sweetheart. She had just got done telling somebody in the past week that she sure misses the birthdays and anniversaries on the radio, and somebody told her, well, you know, the Parkland podcast just wished you a happy birthday on the radio. So we appreciate that, Macy,
Yeah.
and we appreciate Ike's Florist for being a part of this promotion.
Yeah, so that means free flowers and free dinner are going to be coming to a
And
Parkland
more.
couple and more. So keep watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you like and follow the Parkland podcast on the Facebook page. And then another big event we have on the horizon is election night coverage, and that's going to be on April the 8th. And Mark and I will be back at the St. Francis County election headquarters. We'll have the big board behind us. We're actually probably going to stretch it out and look at some results. And that'll be on Tuesday, April the 8th. And there are going to be contested mayoral races in Farmington, Park Hills, and Deloge. And there'll be contested alderman races in those communities as well as in Bonne Terre. And then you'll have contested school board races in the local school districts. Farmington, schools with a bond and a levy this year as well. So there'll be a lot of interest in what's happening on that April election.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Unfortunately, we'll probably still get about 10 or 12% voter turnout. Love to see more. These are the elections that have the most direct impact on you as a citizen.
Absolutely. Got any music trivia?
I've
for
got
us?
some trivia for
Okay.
you. All right. Who were, this song by the Beatles was written and inspired by the sister of actress Mia Farrow.
Oh my, I should know this one. Was it something?
No.
No.
Dear Prudence.
Oh, that's right.
Won't you come out to play? Hey, hey, hey. All right, her real name is Catherine Hudson, but you know her better as...
Kim Hudson.
I do know Kim Hudson. But we are talking Katy Perry.
Oh, okay.
All right, Vincent Damon Furnier, better known as
Michael Damian?
Alice Cooper.
Oh.
Alice Cooper.
Gosh, Vincent.
All right, and I hope I say this right. Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta is...
Angelina Jolie?
That's a good guess, but it's actually Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Or as they say in the movie, and I can't think of the name, The Campaign.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Here's one I know you will get.
Okay.
Reginald Dwight is
Elton John.
Elton John. Very good. Very good.
Man, not so
Save
good.
face at the end.
Yeah. What'd you do this week? Anything cool?
I had a United Way meeting on Monday at Hub's Pub and Grill. We all thought if somebody had to meet to discuss the United Way, might as well be Hub's Pub and Grill. We are putting together, the United Way is a couple of really cool events, including a pickleball tournament that we're going to be telling you more about. It's coming up in April, and we have a couples night out that's being planned out. So it is going to be a blast. Other than that, went to the Elks on Friday night, talked to several people who are watching our podcast, which
Thank you.
we appreciate quite a bit. Hung out with some good friends. Saw my buddy Steve Barnhouse, who looks exactly like the head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, really?
If you know Steve, picture his face and then get a picture of the coach of the Buffalo Bills.
What's his name? I can't remember.
And I saw Steve last night. I said, Steve, you know who you look a lot like? And he goes, you don't even have to tell me because Was it Sean McDermott?
Sean McDermott, very good.
He goes, I hear it all the time. So there you go. That was my bit of fun.
Yeah. Had to go back to work this week.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I know, you poor guys.
Man, 3 days. The kids went back on Monday, though, because St. Joe, of course, doesn't have the buses. So once they get the sidewalks clear, they can roll with it. So the kids went back on Monday. We had what we call in the business golden snow day. That's whenever you, as a teacher, have a snow day, but your kids have to go to school.
Oh, I thought maybe it had something to do with yellow snow.
Oh,
with
no,
Frank
but
Zappa.
Rachel took care of all that. Don't worry.
Okay.
So had that going on. And just, I realized I missed my students. It'd been, over 3 weeks since I'd seen them. So that was a lot of fun, kind of getting back into the swing of it. And I think 3 days is a good way to start. A full week, man, that's pretty tiring.
And the good news is you don't have to make those days up.
Yes, I know. And a lot of people, we're going to talk about that coming up in news, but how it works now is school districts have switched to minutes as opposed to days. And so like you tack on, say, an extra 8-9 minutes a day, before you know it, you've built up these extra days. Plus, the state of Missouri, I believe, if I remember right, the number's 10, but it's somewhere around there. After so many snow days, they give the snow day forgiveness.
Forgiveness rule, yeah.
So they don't have to make it up. And it's really just so they can keep summer school scheduled and set. But it makes more sense, I think.
And it helps keep vacations from getting screwed up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's a good way to go. All right, do you have a totally awesome radio story?
I don't know if I've told this one or not.
Okay.
It involves severe weather.
Okay.
And it involves the Good Neighbor programming that we did. And if I've
Was
done
it the dog?
Yeah. Did I do that one?
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's my totally awesome radio story.
Hey,
the fact
wow.
that, I'm running out of totally awesome radio stories. I got to sit down and I need to get hypnotized is what I need to do so I can relax and just think back on 40 years of radio and then just come, because I know there's plenty of goofy things that have happened.
Oh, right, absolutely. And we talked about closings and cancellations last week, and you had your, first time in 40 years not having to read those over and over again. West County, Potosi, and Kingston still haven't gone back to school yet. They have not started because of those back roads. Was the first time you did like a voice track? Was it maybe in a situation like that when you knew, like, beginning of the shift, it's just going to be these 3 schools, that's going to be it? Would you have done a voice track back then for that?
No,
Nope.
never did voice tracks for closings because they knew they were going to change constantly. And for folks who don't know, Voice Track is a program that a lot of radio stations are using now where you can pre-record things. Mm-hmm. And I hated it at first.
Yeah.
Because I thought we'd lose the impact of a live on-the-air thing. But then once I started doing it and I realized I could technically come in on Friday afternoon and voice track my whole Saturday show and not even come in on Saturday, I fell in love with voice tracking. Because we had the Shepherd Group of Broadcasting, which is what I hired into, was great in a lot of ways. It was wonderful for local radio. We were the most community-minded radio station ever. But boy, you worked 6 days, 8-hour days, and then some. And that doesn't count your sports and your meetings and things like that. So we definitely got better in that regards.
But at the same time, though, you mentioned the live impact. And in some situations, you're saying the same things over and over again. Things aren't going to change that much. The voice tracking does help. But in other aspects, being able to get that live breaking information that nobody else has out there, that's a very rewarding part.
Well, I got a lot of compliments on it. It's one of the best compliments I've ever had. And I thought the same thing about you when you were on radio. When you listen to people, even though you knew it was pre-recorded, I had so many people say, I had no idea that wasn't live.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's what I was going for.
Right, yeah.
And I noticed it when you do it too, because you kind of ad-libbed and talked and had fun with it. But so many people just took the easy way out: time, temperature, community calendar, weather. and they just, it was just facts and figures. Yeah, you put a little life into it, and you could do all right with it.
I just tried to approach it the same way as I did when I just turned the mic on live.
Absolutely.
And, just keep that similar thing. And I remember in Broadcast Center, which both you and I are graduates of, the big thing that they emphasized with me was pretend like you're just having a conversation one-on-one. No, they taught you the same stuff too, didn't they?
We know, it's a one-on-one conversation.
And I always think of my friend Brent Salman. He was like the first friend I made outside of St. Francis County whenever I moved to St. Louis to go to college. And I always think about just having a conversation with him. And that's how I do like all my stuff. So how's it going, Brent?
Yeah, hey, well, if you're going to give a shout out, Vince, Kathy, Bresnahet, hope you guys are doing great. I've known Vince since the 8th grade.
Wow.
And they live in Grace Summit.
Cool.
And they're fans of the podcast, fans of our Facebook page, and he is the world's biggest Kansas City Chiefs fan. So, Vance, I hope by this time next week we're still talking about the Chiefs.
Right now, we're recording before kickoff, so
yes.
Hopefully things. Otherwise, yeah.
He texts me every morning on Sunday or Saturday, whatever day the Chiefs play, at like 5 o'clock, and he'll say, "Chiefs Kingdom, Chiefs rule." And if I don't text him back, it's bad news.
Yeah.
So there he was.
Yeah, there he is. Very good. So there you go. There is a roundabout, totally awesome radio story. Booze and Bark Carpet, Booze and Bark Trailer Sales, boozeandbarkflooring.com, the website, you know the name. They've been at it for so long, and there's a reason why they continue to do it and do it well, because they know what they're doing when it comes to those areas that they are experts in. And don't just take it from us. Other people have the same opinion.
Yeah, I'm on the boozeandbarkflooring.com website, and I'm reading some of the reviews. The whole process from start to finish was very easy. The countertops are beautiful. That was one review. They did a wonderful job with our granite countertops. I highly recommend them. Amazing work with Booze and Bark. Oh my gosh, Blair is very professional and an asset to her company. Beautiful place, quality flooring materials and installs. Brock was our salesman and was just fantastic, and I could go on and on and on. Don't take our word for it. Those are actual customers of Booze and Bark Flooring talking about how great they are.
Hey, great time to get that project started now to spruce up your home so it's nice and beautiful for the spring coming up when you have folks come over. So check out everything that you can get at boozeandbarkflooring.com and wave at us on the billboard.
Yes, I love that.
What's the thing you do? I think you like point or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know what we're doing, but
we're having a good time. So big thanks to boozeandbarkflooring.com. Go check them out today. New year, maybe a new building is coming for your facility. I would recommend Heimberger Construction, Mark.
Well, the examples are all around you to see the quality work they do, whether it's at MoCap, Pyramall, Crown Valley Winery, doesn't matter. Fantastic work done at a competitive price, and you get the Jennifer Heimberger difference. She is the driving force behind Heimberger Construction. She does a fantastic job, and I know you won't regret working with her and her team.
Plus, they have those Butler buildings. They're the best metal building system on the market, and the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. That means everything's nice and tight, it stays dry, and those buildings not only look great, but they also age well too, just like you, Mark Tody.
Yeah, maybe not quite like me. I leak from several different spots. That's another story for another time, though.
HeimbergerConstruction.com since 1978. News time on the Parkland Podcast.
Over a week after back-to-back winter storms blanketed the Parkland in snow and ice, cleanup continues. Warmer temperatures meant water breaks for the city of Park Hills. A break in a 12-inch water line near the water plant in River Mines was discovered late Wednesday night, causing several residents and businesses to lose water. The Central School District also had to close on Thursday. A boil water order had been put in place.
Local school districts continued their Christmas breaks last week. Local private schools went back last Monday. Most public schools went back on Wednesday. However, Potosi, Kingston, and West County are still on Christmas break. Hopefully everyone will be able to battle the cold temperatures and make it back by Tuesday after the MLK holiday.
Snow days will not have to be made up because area schools have switched to a minutes-based calendar instead of days. After a certain number of snow days, the state will waive time requirements because of the weather.
A Deloge man is facing criminal charges after shooting and killing a mountain lion last month in Iron County. According to the Missouri Department of Conservation, 29-year-old Joseph Licklider faces misdemeanor charges for killing the protected animal. The Missouri Department of Conservation says they received a call from Licklider saying that he'd shot a lion while deer hunting in Iron County and needed to know what to do with it. The phone call came after Licklider and his wife posted several pictures of them posing with the dead animal on several Facebook groups. Investigators determined that Licklider's actions were not justified and were illegal. Investigators say this determination was based on evidence from an undisclosed kill site, gunshot wounds on the animal, text messages, Facebook comments, and trophy photos.
And the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce met this past Thursday and welcomed in a new board of directors. Congratulations, Brent Williams. He is the new chair for the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce. William Britton is the new vice chair. Andy Buchanan was recognized as the past chair, and Jessica Horton with Unico Bank as the 2024 chair. And they also went over some of the accomplishments of this past year with the Chamber of Commerce, and there is an Impact Report 2024 available if you'd like to contact the Chamber to look at all their accomplishments.
And that's your news right here on the Parkland Podcast. Time for events. That's brought to you by Discover Farmington, more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Hello to Pam Brooks. Talked to her this past week. She wanted me to let folks know that Mom's Cafe will be back at the Methodist Church in Farmington on Wednesday.
Mineral Area College Foundation has a trivia night Friday, January 24th at 7 o'clock. It's a big one, and it'll be at the Mac Tech Center.
There's also a trivia night on Saturday night at St. Joseph Catholic School Gym. That starts at 6:30.
And you and I will be playing against each other in that trivia night.
The brains of the podcast.
Yeah, we'll
or
see
lack of.
We'll see who comes out on top. Some blood drives happening January 30th, Esther United Methodist Church. That starts at 1 o'clock. And then on January 31st, New Heights Church has a blood drive beginning at 11 a.m.
The Punches family will perform at Mineral Area College on February 8th. Purchase tickets at mineralareaarts.org.
On February 14th, Heartbeat of Heaven Valentine's Dinner and Dance is going to take place at the Cardinal Center at Mineral Area College. And the proceeds from this event will go to building materials for JKK organization, which is a local organization in Potosi against sex trafficking.
On February 15th and 16th, the 13th annual Farmington Winter Classic Basketball Tournament takes place at the Farmington Civic Center. Just go to mineralareabasketball.com for more information.
On February 22nd, enjoy the Frosty Fest at Charlottesville Brewery and Winery. Sample beer, brewery tours, appetizers, and more. charlottesvillemo.com for more information.
And don't let the pigeon drive the bus, the musical. Okay. Purchase tickets at the Farmington Civic Center, 756-0900. That takes place on March 8th.
That's a very popular kids book.
I'm sure it is,
You
yes.
don't let the pigeon, no matter how many times the pigeon asks, do not let the pigeon drive the bus.
The pigeon is safe with us.
Okay, hey, that's the next line. And finally, March 8th, we have the annual Mouse Races happening at St. Joseph Catholic School in Farmington. That starts at 6 o'clock, and I'll be one of your master of ceremonies. And those are your events presented by Discover Farmington. Find out about local events and even book a wedding or day trip at discoverfarmingtonmo.com. Let's talk about Parkland Pharmacy. They are local pharmacy at their finest. They have those 6 locations, of course, Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. And they are ready to take care of you in the new year.
And this is a perfect time to talk about Parkland Pharmacy because this is the time of year where the cold and the flu season really takes charge. And boy, do they have everything for you, from cold and flu medicine to cough medicine, everything you need to keep yourself healthy through these cold winter months. You'll find at Parkland Pharmacy, along with some of the best customer service around.
Yeah, and those drivers are really making their money in these months here during the cold, but they take care of their customers everywhere.
And you don't even have to get out of your car at some of the locations like Farmington, and I think Deloge, they've got the nice drive-through, which makes it really convenient.
Parkland Pharmacy, 6 locations there in Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. Follow the dot at Save-A-Lot. I don't know if there's been any busier people to start off the year than the hardworking folks at Save-A-Lot, as everybody needs their bread, milk, and eggs. But man, what a great place to go. What a great place to shop. And what a great place to save money.
What I like about Save-A-Lot, in addition to the great selection of food that they have there, is just how clean the stores are as well. They take a lot of pride in cleanliness, and they take a lot of pride in saving you some money. So definitely follow the dots. Go to their Facebook page. I know they just gave away like $100 worth of bacon, and I can vouch for the bacon at Save-A-Lot because we just had a bunch of it cooked up at our last men's club meeting at St. Paul Lutheran Church. It was so good. I didn't want to eat anything else. I said, just keep bring me bacon. Bring me Save-A-Lot bacon. It was so good. Clint, you guys do a fantastic job at all your different stores, and we look forward to working with you in 2025.
I love the 5 for $24.99 deal. That's a great way to feed my family and a great way to feed yours. So make sure you head over to your local Parkland Save-A-Lot. They're in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington. Let's do birthdays on the Parkland podcast for the week of Monday, January 20th, but I'm going to give a belated one first. I did the same thing to my father-in-law that you did to your brother.
Uh-oh.
2 of our biggest supporters and listeners, and Jim Whaley's birthday was last Monday.
Jim, the man who knows more about music than we do.
As he shares a Facebook account with his wife, Janet, and being the true gentleman that he is, he allows her birthday to be the one that's displayed, which is January 31st, by the way. So happy birthday coming up. But happy birthday, Jim. And it's weird. He hasn't talked to me since the last podcast came out.
That's what you get.
So happy birthday, Peanuts. You're about as good a father-in-law as anybody could ever ask for, and I appreciate you. All right, here's your birthdays for Monday. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 20th.
Well, speaking of relatives, my sister-in-law, Karen Totally, celebrates a birthday. She's married to Tom Totally, the creator of the Parkland podcast theme song. Karen has her own Facebook page. My brother Tom does not. But I found out over the holidays that anytime Karen likes a post that I put on Facebook, it's actually my brother doing that.
Oh.
He uses her Facebook page, so he can say, yeah, I don't get on Facebook. But he is getting on Facebook. He's getting on Karen's page. Karen, you are wonderful. You are awesome. You are tied for first place as my favorite sister-in-law. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Shannon Parsons. She has worked at the Pasta House in Farmington for over 20 years, which is crazy because she only looks like 25 years old. And guys, I'm going to warn you, when you walk into the pasta house, you'll see the special of the day there as you walk in the door. Shannon is never the special of the day. She is special every day, but she's not something you can order, okay? Don't even think about it. Happy birthday, Shannon. You are wonderful. Belle Hanshoe, happy birthday to you, young lady. She just got engaged. I got to know
congratulations.
her. Yeah, she ran cross country at Fredericktown, worked at BOGO Sandwiches, and she was like a youth Sunday school teacher. And I'd always go in and get a sandwich or a soup and ask her, okay, what'd you teach the kids today? And then she'd educate me on the Bible because she knows a lot more than me. Marcus Bader, happy birthday to you, buddy, from your kids and all your family. Marcus used to be my neighbor. Now he lives, I think, in Altenburg, so I hope you're doing great. And Rhonda Barks, happy birthday to you, Rhonda, from your husband, Mike, and from all the kids. I hope you have a fantastic day. She is an awesome real estate lady.
Happy birthday to Kyle Wright from the Tippy Joe Show.
Yeah.
Kyle is one of our Barn podcast brethren. Happy birthday to you, sir. Hope it's a great day for you. Rick Black, local CPA, celebrating a birthday on Monday. And Sonia Hampton, retired nurse and nurse practitioner in Farmington. And this is from Dana Wampler, the birthday contributor extraordinaire. She says that many will remember her for all of her years as an ER nurse at the Mineral Area Osteopathic Hospital.
I interviewed Sonia a couple of times.
Yeah,
Rick
I think
Black.
I do too. Yeah.
And Rick Black was on the United Way of St. Francis County Board for a while.
Awesome. So very, very good. Good birthdays for Monday. What about Tuesday, January 21st?
Good birthdays on Tuesday. Candy Henty celebrating a birthday. What are you, Candy? 27, 28,
Maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may have a hard time explaining your 28-year-old daughter, but that's another story for another time.
Sister.
We're going to go with 28 and leave it at that. She's done a great job.
She's awesome. She's one of
Yes.
my favorite people, always so positive. We love you, Candy.
Very much. Sue Wallace, she is an ambassador for the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce. Happy birthday wishes to you, Sue. Our good buddy over at Offenburg, Tim Morgan. He's on the board of directors for the Farmington Chamber as well as the United Way of St. Francis County. If you want to know for sure if Tim likes you, if he starts making fun of you and criticizing you, that means he likes you.
Yeah, it does.
Happy birthday to you. Tim does a great job as the service manager at Offenburg. And Stephanie McKinney, happy birthday wishes to you from Megan and your kids. And all of your family got to know her as a server at Spokes Pub and Grill back in the day.
Happy birthday, Shelly Albashon. Shelly, hope it's a great day for you on Tuesday. And also want to wish a happy birthday to Ron Bockenkamp. Ron was, and I guess he still is a local chair for the Democrat Party and very involved politically. And also a very good moderator of events and stuff like that. So
Yes.
Happy birthday to you, Ron. Glad you're still around. What about Wednesday, January 22nd?
Wednesday, our buddy Sean Merritt celebrates a birthday today. He's built a lot of homes and helped a lot of businesses get their start over the years. Sean, I hope you're doing great. That's from your wife, your kids, and all of your family. And our good buddy Josh Campbell. For years, he was the owner of Fresh and Clean.
Yes.
In fact, I've got a T-shirt, Fresh and Clean T-shirt that has, well, very interesting picture on it too. he deals with portable. Well, I think he sold the business, but his family sold the business. But he deals with porta potties and things like that. So you can just imagine what the shirt looks like. But
There's so many creative things you can do in that industry.
yes, I'll wear it with pride, Josh. I hope you're doing great.
How about Marty Umfley?
Yeah, Marty.
Marty is one of the coolest dudes ever. I think my kids said he was ripped. Marty was ripped, which, you know, when you're over 50, somebody says you're ripped, that's a pretty good compliment. Marty, of course, is an insurance claims specialist, and then he, of course, is in with Parkland Pharmacy, Jerry's Fireworks, a few other businesses here and there. And the summer between radio and teaching, I worked with Marty, and that's kind of how like Uncle Sam all came about. And I remember like the first day I rode around with Marty, he goes, well, so basically I just drive around and put out fires all day. So this is kind of my life, and that really is. But he's done really well for himself, and got some, not only a big family, but all those good looking grandkids now. Love seeing those pictures, and you're a blessed man, Marty. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Paula Jackson, former United Way president and board director for a long time educator in the Farmington School District. What a nice lady. Happy birthday
One of the
to
nicest.
you. Justin Warren celebrating a birthday on Wednesday as well. Happy birthday, Justin. And Krista Jenkins with a birthday on Wednesday as well. Happy birthday, Krista, to you. What about Thursday, January 23rd?
Thursday, happy birthday wishes to Sam Nicholson. Sam, I hope you're doing great. I'm just not sure if this is Sam the mom or Sam the son.
Okay.
I believe it's Sam the son. And he's a graduate of Farmington High School, and he's been involved in the movie industry for the past couple of years. Some really good films.
I bet you he was a BKTV guy back in the day.
Could have been. He's probably about 30 now, I would imagine. So we'll have to find out, and maybe we can one day. He doesn't like to get on and talk, because I've tried to get him to do an interview with us for years, and his mom says he just doesn't want to do that kind of stuff. So I'll leave it to that. Joyce Crouch, happy birthday wishes to you. I see her at the Farmington Senior Center. Her husband, before he passed, used to come out to the Civic Center, and he'd walk while I was on the elliptical machine. And this guy, my goodness, he did like 5 miles in less than an hour.
Wow.
Walking and running and stuff like that. He was in great shape. So Joyce, happy birthday to you. And John Burcham, John, happy birthday to you from your dad, Tom, your mom, your brothers and sisters, and all your family. John, a friend of the podcast.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Happy birthday on Thursday to Lucy's ballet teacher, Maggie Hopp. Happy birthday to you. It was a wonderful nutcracker again. You and your mom are just amazing people, and we celebrate you on this special day. And one of my favorite students, a sophomore at Farmington High School, turning 16, Layla Reeder.
She named after the song?
She is. Absolutely. 100. That was the very first question I asked her on her first day. And yep, absolutely. Layla's, golly, she's hard to keep up with. She's got like 2 or 3 jobs going. Also very big in the horse community as well, and the FFA program at Farmington, and the nursing program as well. So
Good deal.
She's very, very well-rounded kid, and proud of you, Layla. Happy birthday to you. What about Friday, January 24th?
Friday, a good buddy of ours, Ben Davis, celebrates a birthday on Friday. Now, you'll see Ben every year when the FFA group does their pork steak barbecue.
Yes.
He's one of the guys that helps to cook up the barbecue. He's got a farm, and back in the day when I worked at the radio station, he named one of his cattle J98.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a cow named after us. I'm fairly certain by this time that cow is, much like my career, is pretty much hamburger by now. So happy birthday to you, Ben. Hope you're doing great. That's from your wife and your kids. Bethany Sherrill celebrates a birthday. Bethany, happy birthday to you. She's married to Andy Sherrill at St. Paul High School. Got 3 beautiful daughters. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday and a great day.
And she'll probably celebrate her birthday in a basketball gym somewhere.
Her oldest daughter actually signed a letter of intent to play college basketball,
That's awesome.
which is awesome.
Very good.
And Stephanie Bueller. I got to know Stephanie when she was Stephanie Pericelli, and she worked at the Farmington Civic Center.
Oh my gosh, I graduated with Stephanie Pericelli.
Yep, that's her. And about once or twice a year, she'll send me a text message.
Yeah.
And the last time she did, she was sitting in an office with Bob Stolzer, the old St. Genevieve football coach, and they were talking about us. So, Stephanie, happy birthday wishes to you. You are wonderful.
All right, how about Saturday, January 25th?
Hey, one of our favorite viewers of the podcast, Ursula Warren, celebrates a birthday today. Ursula, You do such a good job at the Farmington Senior Center. She's also a very good artist.
Yes.
I'd like to see her and her husband have an art off to see who would
Art
be
off.
the better artist there. They're both very talented
They are.
artists. Speaking of talented artists, Jerry
Yes.
Walters celebrates
Yeah.
a birthday, many years over at Mineral Area College, running the art department. Happy birthday to you. Former co-worker of ours, Griffin Weinberg.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you, Griff. He's got a job. He's going to be working in, I think, Michigan, Upper Michigan. I'm like, good luck with that, buddy.
Hey.
But he was he was one of the best employees we ever had
Yeah.
at the radio station. He could do everything, and he did it without complaining.
Yeah.
And as you,
Yeah, attitude-wise, he was that really was a big quality, and he was a very likable guy too.
Yes,
Like, he can
yes.
sit down with you, and good dude.
And last but not least on my list, at least Boone Berry
Oh boy,
celebrates a birthday. One of the Berry clan, and you know the Berries mainly for the beautiful girls that are in there, but Alan's a pretty good guy too, and Boone's
Absolutely.
a heck of a good guy too. But those girls sure are pretty, aren't they?
Absolutely, and they
Boone, you're a good man.
Boone, yeah, and I saw him at the Farmington basketball game Friday night, and I learned with Ben Johnson of Subway fame, my broadcast partner for that game. He said that Coach Boone is not coming back for the Farmington baseball team this year because he has commitments and a new job that's going to take him away from that. So he's sad about that because it was always cool to see Boone hanging out in the Farmington dugout again. But he's a working man, I believe. He's got a lot going on. So happy birthday, Boone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kathy Seitz of Farmington celebrating a birthday on Saturday. Wanda Murphy. Loved working with Wanda. She was a real estate agent for a long time in the north end of the county, and Wanda just a superhuman being. Butch Robinson, the guitarist of many local rock and roll
Medallion,
bands in the area,
baby.
but Medallion probably best known for that. And Butch can still play it, man. You
can
wake
still
that
pick
dude
it.
up, put a guitar in his hands, and
We got to get him
whatever.
and my brother together and do a jam session.
Yeah, they'd be really good. And then Unitech Career Center automotive teacher and just all around nice dude and former Bigfoot driver, Shane Blair, with a
right.
birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Mr. Blair. Hope it's an awesome day for you. Sunday, January 26th. Who you got?
Jesse Williams celebrates a birthday on Sunday. We publicized the big history tour that Discover Farmington put on back in October. Jesse organized that. She was the one responsible for me being doobie.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, thank you for that, and thank you for all you do. She is such a good historian and such a good person, and she's put up with Mike for all these years. And boy, oh boy, we know that's a full-time job. Mike, just kidding, by the way. Happy birthday to you, Jesse. Hope you're doing great. Katie Dickerson celebrates a birthday on Sunday. Katie used to work at J98
Yes.
Radio, and I hired her, as a matter of fact. So happy birthday to you. She worked on the St. Francis County Relay for Life board with us for several years as well. And former mayor of Bonne Terre. And Wayne and I worked together on the Missouri's Parkland Tourism Group. He celebrates a birthday on Sunday. One time we had to go up to St. Louis in February for a boat and RV show to promote the Parkland Tourism Group. And on the way back, it started snowing. And man, we went about 15 miles an hour on the way back from that thing. I was never more scared about driving from St. Louis back to St. Francis County. But Wayne, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, happy birthday. And Matt Thurston, happy birthday to you. I got a bone to pick with you, Matt.
Yeah,
So-
me too there.
So I was big into baseball cards as a kid, and I loved baseball cards. And I remember Matt and he was like the first person I made a trade with, and he's a little older than me, a little wiser than me, and I was big into getting as many Cardinals as I could.
Sure.
And so I made a couple of bad card trades with Matt Thurston, but I got a Willie McGee, so I was happy with
Hey.
it. So it worked out great.
So what if he didn't have that Mickey Mantle rookie card anymore?
Yeah. Well, thank God it wasn't that.
Yeah.
There you go. Those are your birthdays for the week of Monday, January 20th. Boy, what a great year 2024 was for Discover Farmington. They had blues, brews, and barbecues. They had so many neat events, and they have big plans for 2025 too.
There's going to be a whole list of activities that will be taking place in 2025, not just in Farmington, but the surrounding area as well. And that's the beauty of Discover Farmington. They're not just here to promote Farmington. They want to promote the entire region, because what's good for Farmington is good for Park Hills, is good for Deloge, and vice versa. So definitely check out their website, discoverfarmingtonmo.com. If you want to keep up to date on things going on in the area, these are the folks to deal with for sure.
DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to book a wedding or a day trip. And again, find out about all those great local events. Discover Farmington, sponsoring the Parkland podcast. Booze and Bark Carpet, Booze and Bark Trailer Sales, boozeandbarkflooring.com, the website, you know the name. They've been at it for so long, and there's a reason why they continue to do it and do it well, because they know what they're doing when it comes to those areas that they are experts in. And don't just take it from us. Other people have the same opinion.
Yeah, I'm on the boozeandbarkflooring.com website, and I'm reading some of the reviews. The whole process from start to finish was very easy. The countertops are beautiful. That was one review. They did a wonderful job with our granite countertops. I highly recommend them. Amazing work with Booze and Bark. Oh my gosh. Blair is very professional and an asset to her company. Beautiful place, quality flooring materials and installs. Brock was our salesman and was just fantastic, and I could go on and on and on. Don't take our word for it. Those are actual customers of Booze and Bark Flooring talking about how great they are.
Hey, great time to get that project started now to spruce up your home so it's nice and beautiful for the spring coming up when you have folks come over. So check out everything that you can get at boozeandbarkflooring.com and wave at us on the billboard.
Yes, I love that.
What's the thing you do? I think you like point or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know what we're doing, but
we're having a good time. So big thanks to boozeandbarkflooring.com. Go check them out today.
Here's your sports on the Parkland podcast. Start with Monday, girls basketball. Potosi a winner over Fredericktown. Jefferson beats St. Genevieve. St. Paul defeats Bayless. And Jackson a win over Farmington. Two boys basketball games from Monday. Valley beats Bismarck 59-55. And Arcadia Valley a winner over St. Paul. Tuesday scores boys basketball. Farmington defeats Sykeston for the first time since 2000. More on that in a minute. Potosi beats Fredericktown 86 to 49. St. Jenna win over Arcadia Valley. Festus tops Central in 2 overtimes. Valley a win over Meadow Heights. Kingston defeats Crystal City. Jefferson beats West County. Westwood Baptist a winner over Bismarck. And South Iron beats North County. Valley Catholic loses their first game in the Chester Invitational Tournament. A couple girls' games from Tuesday. Crystal City beats Kingston and Ellington a win over Valley of Caledonia. Wednesday, boys basketball. Farmington tops Potosi and Farmington tops North County, and Potosi beats Union. And girls' games see Arcadia Valley beat Fredericktown and North County beat Poplar Bluff. Thursday, girls action. North County beats Farmington 41-35. Central a win over St. Gen. West County beats Kingston. Arcadia Valley defeats Valley of Caledonia. And Valley Catholic falls to Perryville. Boys basketball from Friday. Farmington tops Central. Fredericktown beats North County. And Potosi a win over St. Gen. West County beats Valley of Caledonia. And Kingston beats Bismarck. And a couple Saturday scores. Jackson tops Central in girls basketball, and a boys basketball game sees Valley Catholic beat Saxony Lutheran. Wrestling from the week. On Tuesday, Valley Catholic tops Central. Then on Friday, Central gets a win over St. James and falls to Osage and Sullivan. Potosi defeats Valley Catholic. Then Valley beats New Madrid. Then some Saturday wrestling action for you. Farmington finishes second in the Willard tournament. St. Genevieve finishes second in the St. Charles West Classic. and North County finishes 7th in the Route 141 Rumble. Now to the college hardwood. Wednesday, both the men and women travel to State Fair, and they both fall to the Roadrunners and Lady Roadrunners. Men lose in overtime. Then on Saturday, the men and women host Jefferson College, and both teams pick up victories. The women winning 65-54 and the men 105-79. Busy week for the Birds this coming week on Wednesday. The men will host Missouri State University West Plains, while the ladies host Crowder. And then homecoming is Saturday night at Mac as the Cardinals welcome in the Three Rivers Raiders.
One of the biggest stories this year in the Parkland in sports has been the Farmington Knights basketball team, and it's been a tremendous week for this guy's squad. We have Garrett, Callahan, head coach of the Farmington Knights. You pick up a victory over the number one team in your class, Sykeston. You get win over rival North County, win over rival Central. I mean, that's a big week for the Knights, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we knew it was going to be a tough week. 3 games in 1 week, no matter who you're playing, is always tough. And going against Sykeston, we thought we could have a chance to play with them. It depended if we hit shots or not. And we definitely hit some shots and pulled it off. So that was a nice win. And then our responses to the next 2 games with North County and Central were great. So we got good conference wins there and started our conference season off to a strong start.
Yeah, now 13-1 on the season. This season as a whole, going into it, did you feel like this squad had the chance to get off to this good of a start?
Yeah, we thought we had a chance. Our schedule, we added some teams that are pretty tough, just to kind of boost our schedule a little bit and see where we really stood with some of the better teams in the state. And so far, we have exceeded expectations. I feel like if you would have told me at this point we'd be 13-1, I think I would have taken that at the beginning of the year. And we've beaten teams that in the past we probably wouldn't have thought we had a chance to beat. But this year's group is different, and we're winning some games, which has been awesome so far.
I know one of those games early on was the St. Mary's contest, and you guys led from the beginning on. I think it's the same with Sykeston as well. You got that early lead, were able to kind of build up with it. Cardinal Ritter's another one of those teams coming up on the schedule, man. That's going to be a tough ball game as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that one's going to be real tough, especially because it's going to be the 3rd game of the week for us. We play a really tough game at Hillsborough on Tuesday that our guys need to really be ready for, because that'll be a tough win going up to their place and winning. And then we got a tough game against St. John on Friday, and then turn around and play 3 o'clock against Cardinal Ritter on Saturday. So it's going to be a long week for us next week as well.
I'm sure people have asked you about this already with the great start that this year's team has gotten off to. Of course, the last time Farmington boys basketball went to Final Four, you were kind of a big part of that with you and your dad. What are the comparisons? And we're not going to say, hey, this squad's going to do just as well as that team did back then. But what are some similarities? What are some comparisons you see from that squad to this squad right now?
That's kind of hard to answer. It feels like our style of play and what we have is kind of drastically different than what it was when we played. Our pace of the game and how we defend it is a little bit different than what we do this year. So, similarity-wise, we have several seniors or upperclassmen that have played a lot of minutes that just a lot of experience on the floor, and that's what really helped us. Looking back at the Sykeston game, I feel like our experience, we have 4 guys that start for us, 4 guys that start for us that have played 3 years of varsity basketball, significant minutes, and things like that really help facing any team that we play. They're not intimidated by anyone because they've seen everything so far in their basketball career, and so now we're able to feel confident and feel comfortable against teams that would normally make us uncomfortable. And I think that would be the number one thing back to the team that I played on, is there's just a lot of experience and a lot of guys that have played a lot of basketball, which is really nice to have.
How would Logan Shofford and Garrett Callahan do one-on-one?
He would probably beat me pretty good. Over the years, he was, as a sophomore, I like to say I'd probably be better than he was, but no, as of now, he's really good. So these guys are probably way better than I ever was, so it's nice coaching them.
Wow, I'm sure everybody's going to be passing that around, the whole team. Listen to what Coach said about us. What's it been like having your dad on the bench this year?
Oh, it's been awesome. You know, he's one of the smartest basketball people we know, and it's just having someone like that that has won a Coach of the Year in the state of Missouri. He's on your bench helping you out. Has been great. Just talking basketball with him and figuring out game plans. But at the same time, we have a lot of coaches that are great on the staff as well. And at the end of the day, sometimes it just feels like the players are the ones that end up making getting us the wins. You know, we feel like we put them in the right situations and put them in the places to succeed. But the kids get pretty much all the credit. It seems like they are the ones that are working hard each day and listening to us and buying into what we have. And they're the ones going out and performing. But you know, we have a lot of great coaches on the staff that's great to hear from day in and day out, and just figure out what is maybe best for us and figure out who needs to play and how we need to attack things. It's been fun.
And it's always the most fun when you're winning.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah, you know, it's not as fun when you're losing a lot of games, but and that's the other thing. Several of the guys that we have been through that. You know, a lot of the guys that play a lot of minutes for us went through a season of losing a lot of basketball games, and so they've now transitioned to this. It's been a nice growth to see from those guys.
Absolutely. You asked me if I had notes before, but I didn't mute my phone before, so that one came back to bite us there. We mentioned the tough week that you have coming up. After that, I know there's another rematch with Potosi looming, maybe even another one after that in the conference tournament.
Yeah.
The way things are setting up, that Potosi squad's pretty good this year too, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be really hard. You know, if we end up playing them 4 times, beating them 4 times is going to be really hard. Beating a really good team 3 times in one season is hard enough, and so you know, we got to be really ready to play every time we play them. We're going to be going to their place this time, so it's going to be a really hard win for us. And I know they got a pretty big win tonight over St. John, so yeah, they're really good. They're going to win a lot of games this year and have a possible Final Four run in them. So they're one of the top teams in the state in Class 4, and there's a reason for that.
Looking to the Class 5 district now, what do you anticipate about that? Does the wins over Sykeston and Cape, does that pretty much cement the #1 seed for you guys?
I think it depends. You know, we still have Festus and Hillsboro. I mean, going up to Hillsboro this Tuesday, I mean, if we lose that one, then I don't know what would happen with the seeding, and they're really good. So I mean, they can beat us if we're not ready to play. And then same with Festus. Festus coming down here, we got to be ready to play in order to get a win there. So that's what we're worrying about now. Trying to worry about Tuesday with Hillsboro. If we can win those games, then hopefully we can get the 1 seed. But even with the 1 seed or 2, it does in our district. It's so good. The top teams in our district they're one of the top. Seems like the top teams in the state. So just getting to a final in that district is going to be a real challenge, and possibly winning is going to be even harder. So it's going to be a tough task when we get there. We'll just take it game by game, and hopefully good things happen near the end.
Do you know where that's going to be played yet?
It's here.
It'll be here at Farmington. So that'll be very advantageous to the squad this year.
Yeah, that helps.
Oh, very good. Anything else going on this season that you've really enjoyed? Anything kind of maybe you haven't talked about in interviews that's kind of neat or special about this group or anything like that?
That's a tough question.
I know, right? I come with the tough questions here on the Parkland podcast.
You know, we had a lot of guys returning, so we knew we were going to be pretty good. You know, early on in the season, I feel like our practices were real good. We were pushing each other, and then we had a lot of injuries. It took a long time. I think it was this past week over some snow days that we had our first practice with all 15 guys that we would practice with on a given day for the first time all season. And through a lot of adversity, you know, we have kids fight through things. We have other kids step up when some get hurt. But it's just been real nice spending time with these guys every single day where we're working really hard and early on. We see some wins happening, but these guys aren't getting complacent. Yeah, they can be goofballs. They can really push each other's nerves sometimes, but they're fun. They're fun to be around. They're funny, and they're just really enjoying their time right now. With the wins that we're having, but when we step on the floor to play games, you see a sense of determination and a sense of just they understand what's at stake every single time we step out there. So it's nice to have the goofy side of them and just hang out with them and enjoy life with them. And it's also awesome to see their work ethic that they've had over the past several years come into the season and find a lot of success.
Well, I hope the success continues for you. I appreciate your time tonight, man.
Thank you. Yep.
All right. Garrett Callahan, head coach of the Farmington Knights, joining us here on the Parkland podcast. New year, maybe a new building is coming for your facility. I would recommend Heimberger Construction, Mark.
Well, the examples are all around you to see the quality work they do, whether it's at MoCap, Pyramol, Crown Valley Winery, doesn't matter. Fantastic work done at a competitive price, and you get the Jennifer Heimberger difference. She is the driving force behind Heimberger Construction. She does a fantastic job, and I know you won't regret working with her and her team.
Plus, they have those Butler buildings. They're the best metal building system on the market, and the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. That means everything's nice and tight, it stays dry, and those buildings not only look great, but they also age well too, just like you, Mark Toti.
Yeah, maybe not quite like me. I leak from several different spots. That's another story for another time now.
HeimbergerConstruction.com since 1978. Follow the dot at Save-A-Lot. I don't know if there's been any busier people to start off the year than the hardworking folks at Save-A-Lot, as everybody needs their bread, milk, and eggs. But man, what a great place to go. What a great place to shop. And what a great place to save money.
What I like about Save-A-Lot, in addition to the great selection of food that they have there, is just how clean the stores are as well. They take a lot of pride in cleanliness, and they take a lot of pride in saving you some money. So definitely follow the dots. Go to their Facebook page. I know they just gave away like $100 worth of bacon, and I can vouch for the bacon at Save-A-Lot because we just had a bunch of it cooked up at our last men's club meeting at St. Paul Lutheran Church. It was so good. I didn't want to eat anything else. I said, just keep bring me bacon. Bring me Save-A-Lot bacon. It was so good. Clint, you guys do a fantastic job at all your different stores, and we look forward to working with you in 2025.
I love the 5 for $24.99 deal. That's a great way to feed my family and a great way to feed yours. So make sure you head over to your local Parkland Save-A-Lot. They're in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
We're going to talk about a very unique event called Night to Shine. It's coming back to Farmington. Going to do it on Valentine's Day this year. And two of the people that organize this event locally joining us here on the Parkland podcast, we have everybody's favorite Pastor Rocky Good here with us. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
And, of course, everybody's favorite librarian at Farmington High School, Kristi Scott. How are you, young lady?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Well, I guess first off, let's talk about what is Night to Shine all about.
Night to Shine is a special event that it makes students just feel amazing. It's a night, it's a prom for students with special needs, and we just make their dreams come true. That's really what it is. To simplify it, that's what it is. But there's so much more that goes into it. Rocky, why don't you jump in?
Well, it is actually sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. It's international. It's all over the world. It's usually the Friday before Valentine's each year. And this year we're going to do it on Valentine's night. It has to be hosted by a church. And so we contract with the Tim Tebow Foundation and with cooperation with the Farmington High School. We could not do it without the community. The community is the key. Our high school and the staff there have been super in providing volunteers and making this thing happen. And I just do a lot of running around.
We couldn't do it without you either.
Yeah. So you mentioned kind of a prom theme, but it's more than just a prom. The whole prom experience is experienced within just a couple hours that night.
Yes, so students can come, they can get boys, girls, they can get their hair done, their makeup done, their shoes shined. They really just get to feel super special. They get to see some entertainment. And then we kind of move into the Civic Center where they walk down this red carpet. And that's, I think, my favorite part of the night, where we are very blessed that we get to put a crown or a tiara on their heads and they get to walk down that red carpet. And, you know, some can be a little shy and just kind of walk down, but some like really live it up. And I mean, like, it is their moment and their name is announced. And that's my favorite part of the night.
Absolutely. And then after that, probably their favorite part of the night is getting to eat. Oh my gosh, you've had so many great local businesses and restaurants step up year after year to help out the food part.
Yes.
Absolutely. Catfish Kettle does a lot of the meals. We use Little Caesars as well. We let the students actually choose the menu. We survey the Farmington special needs guests that we have, and we find out what they like, and we make sure that it's something they're going to eat and something that they would enjoy. We also have a parent room, and we have Cassie Thomas and her food truck is going to be there, and they cater with fish and all kinds of different dishes and that sort of thing. It's a sensation. We do that for the adult volunteers as well as the parents. We really are pushing this year, trying to find more parents that will come and spend the evening with us. It's really a wonderful, we have a gift bag for them as well, and it's just really a good experience for everybody.
You mentioned the food being such a fun part, but I imagine another fun part is the dancing.
Oh, yeah. So after that red carpet, they get professional photography done, with one of just them and then one with their buddy. And then we try to get a group photo. Then they go through that food line and they get to eat. And then, yes, then the dancing begins. And also, if they want to take a little break from dancing, they go to a limo ride. And then there's other just different stations that they can go to. They can go through and hand pick different things that go in their swag bag. So it is such a special night.
And the kids love the music and getting down, and I mean, they really have a good time.
Yes, they do.
So this is not, even though it's at Farmington at the Civic Center, it's not just a Farmington that we're doing it, Rocky.
No, our event here locally, we have invited all those area schools. We have had Kingston and some people from Potosi. Bismarck has come every year. Arcadia Valley, Fairtown has been coming the last couple of years. Central North County, Farmington. We've invited St. Genevieve and Perryville. We're trying to get as many involved there. Our numbers are pretty consistent. We have around 70 to 80 guests, and each one of them get a buddy from their school that comes with them. And they get all, the guests get all dolled up, and we love that part of it. But we also really, one of the major benefits I think is that we have buddies that come and say, this is better than any of our proms. It's better than any of our school dances. It's the best thing that I get to be a part of. And one of the reasons is the dynamic of being selfless. Everybody that volunteers, everybody that comes, whether they're there for the paparazzi, which is the red carpet, we have 100 or more people lining the red carpet. We got it roped off. They get there. It's just like Hollywood. And they come down that aisle when they get their tiara. They just gotten a boutonniere or corsage as well. There's an organization at the high school that provides that. So many groups and clubs at the school are involved in this. We have people out doing parking. We make sure they get safely onto the party bus and in and out of the limo. Everybody loves a limo ride. I mean, they just... You think the dance thing, I think they line up for the limo and wait longer for that than anything that we do. But it is fun. We have signs that are made, you're special, you're the best. The paparazzi makes it fun. The MAC girls basketball team's been there every year. We have people from the sheriff's department and each of the law enforcement agencies that come. We even have a medical staff that's there. As one of the requirements to be a host is make sure that we have EMTs and medical staff. We have a lot of nurse practitioners that have volunteered their time to come, and we've needed them from time to time to be there for us. And a very valuable part is just sitting and visiting with the parents, watching their kid, watching their teenager out there having the time of their lives, doing stuff that they had never imagined their child being able to be a part of.
I was going to say that got to be kind of emotional for the parents for watching their kids be there.
Right, because with most proms, like you see your kid off, and then you don't really get to see what happens. And with this, yes, I mean it's nice that invitation is offered to them, that they can come, have a meal, relax, get to fellowship with other parents, with just other community members, and then they can go up there and sit and just actually watch their child have so much fun. So that's awesome.
Another thing that we probably need to emphasize too, if you're planning on attending the event, if you want to be a volunteer, there's some paperwork you need to take care of beforehand.
Yes, if you go to the Farmington website, again, per Tim Tebow's rules, yes, on our, what did I say?
You just said Farmington website.
Oh, our Farmington School website, yes. So if you click on that first page, Night to Shine is the first thing there. You can click and get registered. Part of Tim Tebow's rules is we do a background check on everybody that comes, and everybody, when you get registered, you get a lanyard that you wear so that everyone knows that you should be there, and safety is our priority. And so, yes, so get registered before, I don't know what date you've been.
We haven't set a date, but at least by the 7th. You need to already be signed in and registered by the 7th of February. And we do background checks on everybody over the age of 18. We've got a lot of our kids, younger kids, but that's something that we invest in. We need a lot of the people, the businesses and individuals that contribute to this. It's not just New Heights Church providing that opportunity, but it's also the community. We have a lot of expenses that go along with getting a professional DJ to come down. He has a photo booth. That's a big, huge success.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that. They get to wear funny hats and glasses. And
glow glasses.
Glow glasses and that sort of thing. So that's a lot of fun. One of the things that you use the word emotional for the parents. I've been there all the years that we've done it, and I'm telling you, I can watch teachers that work with these kids every day get extremely emotional. I've seen buddies stand there and cry. I've seen volunteers, the junior ROTC and others, just like, this is the best thing I've ever been a part of. And I call it the most rewarding night of my life. That every year, it's the most rewarding night because it is a selfless night. And there's not many times where you just give up everything to make sure that somebody else has a very special time. And that's been the key for me in regards to that, because that's one of the things we emphasize. If you're volunteering, you're not here for you. You're here for those guests and their buddies to make sure they had the best experience they could possibly have.
Is there a website or a Facebook page people can go to see pictures of all the parents?
On the website, yes. The website is, again, on the Farmington High School or the Farmington School District page. Yes, you can see photos. You can see all the photo booth pictures that we've ever had. You can see the group photos. I just uploaded those the other day. So, yeah, you can see all the photos. It gives you all the information that you would need on that website, and then how, again, to register.
And it's past years. All those if you go to the photo page, once you get in there, on the Farmington High School website, there's a whole bunch of pictures right there on the screen. And on that picture, it says, use this to link to our page. And it'll take you to our where you register. You can register as a guest. If you're somebody in one of the schools that has a special need, you can register as a parent. You can register as an adult volunteer. And you can register as a student volunteer. And so all those places, there's a place for everybody to register. And we can't emphasize enough, security is our highest priority. Make sure that it's a safe environment for everybody. So if you don't have a lantern on with that's our code and everything, there's a security team, and that's their job to make sure we're safe. So it's exciting. We have professional salon people there that come in. We have shoe shining. We just tried to make it over the top. And the decorations, I might add, are extremely beautiful. It's not something that just looks like we threw it up. It is something that was been well planned, orchestrated, and in great detail. We try to think of everything. We had a meeting yesterday. We're talking about more lights, where we're going to put this, make sure the tablecloths are all matching and bright and clean and beautiful. And so that's a big deal. The tables where they go and see it, those are nicely decorated, like a prom or a formal event, like a wedding. They're so nice.
Well, thinking of over the top, Kristi, I understand that Rocky has a few, can we say, flamboyant outfits he might wear?
He does. I know he has 2. Did you get a third?
I have two glittery, a silver and a gold, and then I have a brand new red tuxedo jacket.
So he does some wardrobe changes throughout the night.
Valentine's Day, we might pull out the red this year and have that showing.
Man, very, very cool event. So we know how to get involved through the website. Again, go to the Farmington R7 School District. If we see one of those sliders across the top, use the first one, so I like to shine. That's where you do all your preliminary work. Is that where, too, if maybe a business or somebody watching wants to make a donation? That's the greatest one.
So there's different tabs at the top. One is registration, to get registered, and the other one is to give. So if your business would like to give, that would be fantastic. We would love to, have you join our team. $200 gets you on the back of a shirt. So everyone who volunteers, all the guests, when we're finished with the event, we get shirts made, and then all of those businesses that have donated get put on the back of that shirt. So
and all the volunteers and all the guests and all the buddies, that's about 300 plus T-shirts that are out there with your name, your business name. And we also we went and bought several TVs a year or two ago, and our church has TVs. So we bring them in and set them up throughout the building, and they're smart TVs, so we can scroll the names of the people that help sponsor this. And we also have video that we'll be showing of Tim Tebow and his wife, Amy, who are greeting and welcoming the kings and queens of the prom, and it's really a fun event. We also have a ventriloquist coming for the entertainment this year, a professional ventriloquist. In the past, we've had DJ Edwards and His Magic, but he's going to be on a mission trip to Africa that time. And so this year we have a young man that grew up over in Iron Mountain area, and he's a minister up in Festus, and Doug Micken is going to come and do a ventriloquist part of the program. And we also have karaoke going on. Each of the schools have been asked or challenged to come and bring a song and to sing during the entertainment time. So
yes, so that's new. So we're excited about that.
Very, very cool. Be at bedtime. What a neat event happening on Valentine's Day evening in the Centene Center, the Civic Center as well. If you can make plans, join it. Anything else that we need to make sure to emphasize with Night to Shine coming up?
If anyone has a question, they can call New Heights Church, and I will get back with them. The secretaries are there from 9 to 3, and so they can call there. Leave a message on the answering machine. If you have any questions about the event, we've invited alumni to come back. I've gotten a couple of phone calls just last night from parents asking, my daughter went 2 years ago, can she come? And we want them to come feel like they're welcome. We have to work out the buddy thing for them because the school's taking care of the kids at school, but we need to find buddies for everybody. Everybody has to have a buddy.
Great event. Night to Shine returning on Valentine's Day. Rocky, Kristi, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Night to Shine. Check it out. The Civic Center, Centene Center, Valentine's Day night. We told you all about it here on the Parkland podcast.
Subway, eat fresh. There's probably not a better fast food restaurant to keep those healthy New Year's resolutions than Subway of the Parkland.
I'm not even sure I can call them fast food because it's just really, really good food. And the only thing better than the food are the people. Heather and Jessica, Brianna, Mike, and Jake, who just celebrated his birthday in the past week.
We can't stress that enough, can we?
We cannot stress that enough, that Jake is now another year older. But they have wonderful, wonderful Subway sandwiches, but they also have great soup. They also have cookies that are really good. And they have pizzas there, along with a lot of other choices. So when you come into Subway, be prepared to make decisions because there's a lot of good food to choose from.
And a new location coming soon to Farmington, too. So we'll be excited about that. But right now, located in the Maple Valley Center, everybody's looking at each other in the background. Whoa, new Subway? What? That's a few episodes we broke that. Anyways, check them out, Maple Valley Center, Farmington, downtown Park Hills, and inside the Walmart Supercenter in Deloge. Subway, eat fresh.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Kevin Kappler, our guest now here on the Parkland podcast. He is a U.S. missionary, and he is a U.S. Missions law enforcement chaplain. Boy, that's a mouthful, but my goodness, what a job that unfortunately is greatly needed. But I would assume a job that gives you a lot of satisfaction when you're able to help out these men and women.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say good morning to both of you. Arth, Jason, I know both of you, and I've never been in the same room with both of you to do something like this. So
we were kind of like Clark Kent and Superman for a long time. We were never together in the same room.
That's true. But no, so it's, you asked the question about, basically, is it gratifying to do what I do? And I will tell you to the audience that it is incredibly gratifying to be able to serve in a capacity. Unfortunately, it's not always about bad things, but unfortunately it involves things that are not always pleasant. But man, I'm just thankful that God has given me a pivotal role or allowed me to be in a role to support our first responders, our law enforcement in times like this.
You're with them at a time when they probably need you the most.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Now, I've interviewed Kevin 100 times over the years, and
you make us sound really old.
Yes, well, one of us is. I have introduced him as the singing pastor. I've introduced him as the swimming pastor, the running pastor, the weightlifting pastor, all those, the award-winning pastor, the chart-topping pastor, all those. Hey, you are also a well-known musician, and we're going to talk about all this. You actually have had songs that have topped the charts.
I have. Of course, there are tons of chart. You guys do radio. You know how this works better than I do. But there are tons of chart. But on a particular chart that I try to follow and submit music to, I have had some number ones and some number 7s or 8s or whatever, top 10s, and some even less than that or more. But yeah, so I love music. It's a huge part of what I do, and actually was able to intertwine the music with this mission. I just this year, actually, Mark, and I think you and I talked about this. That we posted something about this particular song. I did a song, Thin Blue Line.
Yes.
And I dedicated it to law enforcement. It was my way of trying to connect what I do to the people that I serve in the area of law enforcement, and also utilize the music as a resource and means as well.
So you had a very successful career, I guess you could say, going on as a pastor at New Life Church and a few others. All pastors move around from church to church and so forth. But what made you say, no, I'm feeling the need to leave this venue and move over to missionary work?
So I don't know. I actually get that question a lot. I don't know if we probably should share a little bit of the backdrop of the story of my process of getting to this place. But the inclination of how to get there first would be, I started serving chaplaincy in southern Indiana. I was a pastor. As you said, we move around. I served in southern Indiana for quite some time. a church in pastoral ministry. And as a result of that, to get further myself and connect into the community, I wanted to find something that would take me outside. I wasn't from there. So, hey, how can I connect? So we had an officer attend our church. I got connected through chaplaincy there, started seeing what was in our community outside of the glass walls of the church, which was good for me as a new person coming in the community. And moved back to Farmington, speed up the things, back to Farmington in 2013. Been back about 11 and a half years or so, and got connected with chaplaincy here with the city of Farmington. I knew some of the folks already because I'm originally from this area, of course, and just saw the need. Chaplaincy isn't just about, being around bad things. It's also just of building relationships. Actually, that's really the greatest. We can talk about that maybe later. That's really the biggest hurdle, if you want to say, to get into the culture of law enforcement. I'll call it the culture. They have their own unique culture. So I got connected with them here, and I began serving here. That led me to understanding that law enforcement or first responder is its own world and culture. If you get into that culture, you're connected to all of those first responder networks. Right. You're connected to EMS, you're connected to patrol, you're connected to county, you're connected to dispatch, you're connected to fire departments, you're connected to multiple agencies. And that led me into just really seeing a need to provide a spiritual opportunity and in the light of Christ, and there's the mental health side of that too, that we deal with. We can talk about that because it just has progressed as I've moved into it. So, but that's kind of what got me started, and I just saw the need, and I began praying about what if there was a guy who could do something or a person who could commit full time to this, and so that's kind of what led me.
We've done several interviews on this, and I think one of the more interesting parts of your job is you really don't get a regular paycheck. You got to go out there and earn your own money to do what you do.
Yeah, so basically you just hit on the idea of what missions is. And so how can a person, because most of our community, especially our rural communities, Farmington, we're growing, but we're still considered a rural community. Sure. We're not a metropolis by any means. So rural communities typically will have, if they have chaplains, and I say if they have chaplains, they're most likely going to be volunteers, and even in some of your larger cities as well. So that's not going to be a funded position. So how could a person find a method or a methodology to be able to do this type of work, serve agencies, but not receive any salary from them? Missions was the avenue. So I made a phone call to our U.S. Missions Department in Springfield, Missouri. And I just said, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. Here's who I serve. I was pastoring at the time. I just want to know if you guys think this is a good idea. And literally, guys, the amazing thing was that on that first phone call, now mind you, there were a lot of prayers, like a year plus maybe more of just really contemplating, because this would be a huge change. At that time I was in my early 50s, and so this is a career change in one sense. It's a lifestyle change. So and they said, we don't have anybody doing this full time. You need to make application for this. And so I made application. That's kind of how that started. So that does fund as far as provide for my family. In order to do that as missionary, I'm on the road a lot. To be able to raise funds to go toward the mission. I have a missions account set up in Springfield that nothing comes to me directly. It goes, so it's done right. And so, yes, we do raise, as missionaries, we raise our own budget, just like a foreign missionary to Africa or any other place like that.
So how big of an area do you cover?
Well, I am a U.S. missionary.
So the whole United States.
The potential is I can cover and visit or attend or assist with any area in the United States. Now, obviously, I'm more regionally. Those of you who probably know me, and maybe out there if you're watching or listening that know me, I'm integrated heavily into our county, and that's I currently serve Farmington City. That was my first baby. Love the folks at Farmington; they're awesome. I serve St. Francis County Ambulance. That was my second baby because they had nobody. and they needed someone, and I love those folks because of what they do. You know, when you've been a recipient in the back of an ambulance, you come to appreciate the people who do that role so much more. I serve also Missouri State Highway Patrol for Troop C, and that covers a large area as chaplain. And I also serve the defense team there, which is critical incident stress management, peer support. I also serve, getting ready to officially serve, guys, get this, the first chaplain in the Department of Natural Resources for the state of Missouri. And that's park rangers. And so I'll be serving our park rangers. The captain contacted me a while back, and so there was a process because they have to adopt policy, et cetera. So I serve that. I serve Middle Area College Public Safety, their chaplain on the campus. I also serve Law Enforcement Traffic Safety Advisory Council conference, which is annually for trainings. I'm the conference chaplain for that as well. So I'm here a lot, but I travel a lot of other places, Florida. You know,
how many miles do you put on your vehicle in a year?
Well, that depends on the year. The first year of itineration to raise my initial budget to move this thing forward, I probably put an easy 30,000 miles. That doesn't count flying, if there was any flying involved in that, or maybe the second year, maybe 30,000. But I do rack up miles, but, you know, that's just a part of it. Traveling is a part of being a missionary.
Absolutely. So if a tragedy happens, do departments, jurisdictions, do they contact you, or you kind of keeping your ear out there and you'll hear something and be like, hey, I'm right here to help? How does that process work?
So I'm not a guy who listens to a police radio and scanner.
Right. Yes.
I don't. There are people who do. I am a person who, one of the number one questions I get is, what does your day-to-day look like, or your week? And I just tell them my week and my days are very fluid. I spend a lot of time doing walkthroughs or walk-ins, or just, I would say, dropping by agencies and just checking on people. Ministry of presence is a big thing for chaplaincy. People are not going to trust you or utilize you or your ministry, or we'll even say your resource in the secular world, for lack of a better word. They're not going to utilize you as a resource if they've not built a relationship with you. They're not going to have a personal conversation, because we serve professionally and personally. It's not just, the job. It's your family life if necessary. So, typically, if I have been out and about in places and I saw a call or I heard something, I would respond to it on my own. I don't do that a lot, because I want to make sure that I'm not in the way. They have a job to do. I have a job to do, and I'm there with them to support them. If I do, I show up. I'm typically kind of behind the scenes, do you need anything guy, but typically I'm dispatched or called. A lot of the places, a lot of the officers or first responders, they actually have my cell. So sometimes I'll get a personal call, or I'll be dispatched through dispatch. So
jobs change, jobs evolve. How would you like to see this job as a U.S. law enforcement missionary? How would you like to see your job evolve, and what would you like to do down the road that you're not doing now?
Well, I think one of the three things that I have a heart and passion to do is to resource, recruit, and equip. So we're looking always, I say we looking for chaplains. There are not enough of us. We do have more chaplains that serve. Now, I want to make this very clear to folks listening or watching. There are other police chaplains or first responder chaplains, of course, in the United States and even in our area. And we have a handful that we've kind of pulled together that we now kind of stay connected to, so we know what agencies are covered, how do we need to handle things in case there's a mass incident, and things like that. That's kind of the goal behind all that. We do trainings together. So I would love to see more chaplains or more people have this passion. We're looking for people who have a passion for law enforcement and chaplaincy. So I would love to see that expanded. I would love to see, we are beginning to see trainings. I've got a big training coming up the end of February, I believe sometime in February, coming up that is going to involve peer support. That's going to hopefully handle a lot of our agencies here. And that's something that I do try to do as a missionary, to bring these things to us and help with these. So more chaplains, more equipping, more recruiting, more resourcing, more agencies with chaplains. For certain, that would be probably one of the number one things.
So how do you find time? Because I know music is a huge part of your life. We touched on that earlier on. You've recorded albums, CDs, things like that. How do you find time to balance all that?
So the music is something, as you know, Mark, for years has been a part of my life. And even when I pastored a church, the music has always been such a great avenue for so many doors. I love the music. So even if it wasn't a door, I would still probably do something with music. But what has occurred is in my life over the years is that I have found that if I try to do what maybe I feel that God has laid on my heart to do, somehow the music always fits in there, and he doesn't just fit it, he makes it as a part of it. So the music to me is oftentimes some people will call me because, hey, and I also lead worship too, so there's a lot of those opportunities when people are out or they're needing somebody to fill a worship team, or there's people that are needing somebody to fill their pulpit. So they'll have me come as a worship leader, they'll have me come to fill their pulpit, or they'll have me come to as a missionary. They don't even maybe know I do music, and then I come and do the missions thing, and then they're like, well, find out that you do music, well, we're going to have you come back and do music. Or it could be vice versa. We're going to have you come and sing, do a concert for us, or we've got this venue, this event. I was at Pensacola, Florida this past fall singing at a law enforcement event, so it was really cool because I got to see something together that fits so well. And they'll say, hey, you're singing, oh, you're a missionary, because I set up a table, I set up these little cards here, and they're like, oh, you're a missionary, what do you do? And well, there's another conversation, right? You see how they all just kind of network together. So, but there is balance. I agree. Sometimes you just have to
Make it work.
You got to make it work, and you sometimes got to just say no.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you do. Yeah.
I'm not always the best at that. Well, I would say.
Yeah. Exactly. So when you're performing for law enforcement, I'm assuming like I shot the sheriff. That's not on the playlist. But what do they want to hear?
Well, so I mean, I do Christian music, so they know when they book me, if they're going to have me come, it's going to be something along that line. It's basically, and I'll just throw this in. You can go to Apple Music or any of the digital platforms, and you can look for my music. Even YouTube, there's some videos on there and just songs, but. So people can look me up, and believe it or not, people do. And I'll go somewhere, they'll be like, I did my research before you came, so they're either going to look forward to it or they're not. But, they can expect to hear country music, but it's going to be Christian lyrics.
Right.
But the twins are rock and roll.
Yeah, I was about to say,
almost some of it can be. The contemporary worship, it definitely is absolutely not country. But
when I listen to you, I think of like Pat Green, that kind of style of, it's got the country, but it's got a little bit of a drive to it.
It depends on the song.
Yeah.
The instrumentation of the music, and I kind of like the diversity of that. I really do. So it's kind of but I think I will tell you this. I had a guy tell me one time, Kevin, you're the only person I know that can take a contemporary worship song and still make it sound like country. It is what it is, So really, the instruments does the change for me. That's what it is.
How does somebody help you out with your mission?
So actually, obviously we have to have funding, and then we have the funding for monthly support. And we call that a faith promise. But basically what that means is sustained monthly support. So let's just say somebody says, hey, I really like what you do. I really believe in that you're investing into our community. And we're speaking to people within our community, I believe, through this more so, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to help with that. And I can't be on the front line, but I love helping you be out on the front line. I'd like to support you X amount of dollar a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. I don't care if it's $5 a month. There's people who support me as little as maybe that, $10 a month, $25 a month. You're saying out there, you say, man, I want to support you a lot a month. Yes, even
sure, absolutely.
Come on. They can literally go to the Blue Line Chaplain. I have a website that kind of describes a little bit in more detail about my background of me going through law enforcement academy. I don't know if you want to hit that or not. We may have to hit that real quick, but go to the bluelinechaplain.org. You can't see this, but it's right here. thebluelinechaplain.org. And it's a click to give link. It's super easy. You can set up monthly. You can set up a one-time gift. The other thing is maybe I'm always in need of project funds. purchasing devotional books for law and specific to law enforcement. I'm in the middle of my church has granted me at New Life Church,
Yes.
over on College Road, 3787 College.
Not the one Rocky's at.
Right, not the one Rocky's at. It's where I used to pastor. My pastor, Troy Smith, has allowed me to, my wife and I still attend there when I'm not on the road. And so we're integrated in the church. They're granting me space. I'm setting up a room for law enforcement critical incident debriefs. My office is going to be moved there. But I'm in the middle of a project there. I'm looking to purchase particular furniture for this. We want to make it look nice for these meetings, et cetera. So they can go on and say, I want to give something to our projects, or they can contact me personally. My number, 812-589-9132. There's
Real quick before we let you go, you've been through the Law Enforcement Academy. Explain that process. And when you say critical incidents debriefing, explain that to the common person.
So 19 and 20 went through the process for perspective, and I don't have time to tell the story, but just for perspective, I went through Police Academy at Missionary College, right? I am commissioned. I carry a commission. I do not serve as a road officer. I strictly serve as a chaplain, but I do carry a commission. So I can keep up with my hours, et cetera, and not lose all my certifications. That was my language school to learn law enforcement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's as a missionary goes to a foreign country, they go to language school to learn the culture and the language. That was my language school. Very uncomfortable. You want to hear the story, you need to book me and come and talk at a venue or at a meeting.
Hey, there you go.
It's amazing, and God was really in it because I'm not smart enough to think of that. Critical Incident Stress Management, CISM. Critical Incident Stress Debriefing, CISD. That means something major happens. We just recently had one, unfortunately, and I don't want to talk about it here,
right.
But several, if there's something occurs, especially a tragedy of an accident, a critical incident of maybe a fire or a crash where someone is very much injured, or there are fatalities, most likely fatalities, sometimes multiple fatalities, sometimes involving children. Those are the worst for any of us, especially our first responders.
Right.
And so we come together and we offer a debrief, and that is there's a period of time within 24 to 48 hours is a kind of a recommended time to get the group together, or those that will attend, and we have usually a mental health professional there, a chaplain, and peers. That's where peer support comes in. That's the training we're bringing to our area. I'm bringing to our area to get people trained in. We go through, and there is a process that you go through without going into that on the podcast.
Let them talk it out, so to speak.
So to speak, but there is a process to get you through it. There is a way that you do that correctly. So there's not really the best way to handle these things, but I can tell you there is a wrong way to handle these incidents. So if that makes sense. So
what a valuable service you're providing to our first responders. We appreciate that, and thank you for coming on. Thank you for all you do. Kevin Kappler, 2 P's.
He can sing.
K-Apple-R.
K-Apple-R.
Hey, oh yeah, there it is. Wow, that works out very well. And check out his website. And again, check out the music.
Yeah.
They're all over
Go to
the
all
place.
digital platforms. Take a look, listen.
You're on Facebook for music.
I am on Facebook, Kevin Kappler Music on Facebook. And now I will tell you, if you're trying to reach me on Facebook, I don't even have the page. My daughter-in-law admins it for me.
Oh,
she takes care of it. It's just more for informational to let people know what's happening in the music world.
Yeah, you're probably better off your own personal mental health by staying off Facebook. Very good. Kevin, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on.
Say thank you, Mark. Good to see you guys.
All right, that's Kevin Kappler, the Thin Blue Line, U.S. Missions Law Enforcement Chaplaincy, joining us here on the Parkland Podcast. Follow the dot at Save-A-Lot. I don't know if there's been any busier people to start off the year than the hardworking folks at Save-A-Lot, as everybody needs their bread, milk, and eggs. But man, what a great place to go. What a great place to shop. And what a great place to save money.
What I like about Save-A-Lot, in addition to the great selection of food that they have there, is just how clean the stores are as well. They take a lot of pride in cleanliness, and they take a lot of pride in saving you some money. So definitely follow the dots. Go to their Facebook page. I know they just gave away like $100 worth of bacon, and I can vouch for the bacon at Save-A-Lot, because we just had a bunch of it cooked up at our last men's club meeting at St. Paul Lutheran Church. It was so good. I didn't want to eat anything else. I said, just keep bring me bacon. bring me Save-A-Lot bacon. It was so good. Clint, you guys do a fantastic job at all your different stores, and we look forward to working with you in 2025.
I love the 5 for $24.99 deal. That's a great way to feed my family and a great way to feed yours. So make sure you head over to your local Parkland Save-A-Lot. They're in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long, or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Let's do some music now here on the Parkland Podcast. Favorite segment by many. This is where we talk about songs we like and we show you cool albums we like. What is your song of the week, Mr. Mark Toti?
This is one my brother Tom will appreciate because you got to go way back in time to the 1970s. The band is called Moxie, and they had a couple of songs that really weren't hits, but they got played a lot on progressive radio stations like KC 95, and one of them is Sail On. Sail on, sail away. It's a great, great tune. Every time I hear it, the radio gets cranked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It
that
is
is a rocker. Dude.
Fabulous song. They're out of Canada, formed in Toronto back in 1973. Google it, download it, listen to it. You won't be disappointed. And my album is from The Doors. I had a lot of Doors albums growing up. I like The Doors. This is called 13. It's got Light My Fire on it, People Are Strange, Backdoor Man, Roadhouse Blues, kind of a greatest hits thing almost. The Unknown Soldier is on there. Hello, I Love You. Classic tunes from the late, great Jim Morrison, Ray Manzarek, Robbie Densmore, and I can't think of the other guy's name. Robbie Krieger.
Robbie Krieger, yeah.
The Doors, 13. You won't be sorry if you listen to this album.
My song of the week is a dandy, and it comes from the year 1993. And that's when Canadian reggae musician Snow.
Oh, yeah, got all his albums at home.
Well, you probably just have 12 Inches of Snow, which was the debut album, and really the only one that sold any well. But his big hit song was called Informer. And if you're of a certain age, you remember the song. It has the well-known line, "A licky boom boom down."
Well, yeah.
Which, that I think has something to do with gang-related things. Informer was ranked number 84 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of the 90s and was also on Pitchfork's list of the 7 worst U.S. #1 singles of the 90s. So there you go. Wanted to stick with my Snow theme, and nobody better to spotlight than a Canadian reggae musician, Snow. As far as albums go, I selected out of Mark's album collection the Alan Parsons Project.
Great album.
Oh man, so good. I guess he produced how was he involved with the Beatles? Because I know he was there kind of at the end.
He was there at the end with the Beatles, but more importantly, he helped produce some Pink Floyd albums,
right.
And I believe Dark Side of the Moon was one of them.
Yeah, and he did some other stuff too, and has some great solo stuff as well.
He has people might remember "Eye in the Sky."
A great
one
song.
of his songs.
Yeah, and "Don't Answer Me."
Yeah.
I love that tune too. It had a really cool video.
That's his best album right there.
And this one features "The Dream Within," "The Raven," and these are all Edgar Allan Poe songs.
Mm-hmm. Edgar Allan Poe poems. Set to music.
Yes, yeah. Edgar Allan Poe was not a singer. Well, he might have been a singer. I don't know.
He drank a lot. I know that.
Well, when he drank, he was a real good singer. Anyways, Alan Parsons Project. What a cool dude. What's the Alan Parsons movie? I don't know if you've ever seen it with Johnny Knoxville in it.
Who knows what Johnny?
Let me Google that real quick. Alan Parsons. Here we go. This always makes for great podcasts.
Yes.
Watching people Google things. Alan Parsons movie. I guess, was it called Alan Parsons? No, wait. Oh, yeah, this is great. Alan Parsons movie. Johnny Depp? No, it was Johnny Knoxville. Grand Theft Parsons. That's right. So like they take his body out to the desert because that's what he wanted. It's a very cool movie called Grand Theft Parsons. I would recommend that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. But yeah, Johnny Knoxville's in it, and David Caffrey, Paul Kaufman, Christina Applegate, who's always good. Michael Shannon, who's been in all kinds of stuff. So what was the Rotten Tomatoes? Does it have the score? IMDb gives it 6 out of 10.
There you go.
So I guess it's
worth
okay.
A watch.
It's worth a watch. So maybe we should start doing a movie segment too.
Yeah, because I'm running out of albums.
We'll start bringing in VHSs.
Yeah,
we got a bunch of them.
Switch over to CDs here.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. Now you're more into my wheelhouse. What's happening on our next show?
On our next show, we're going to get a report on Jefferson City. We've got Becky Laubinger going to be joining us to give us a report on her first term in office and how it's gone. And we've got a few surprises lined up for you as well.
Yeah, I hear that. So that's happening coming up next episode of the Parkland Podcast. Thank you so much. Again, thanks everybody for all the kind words, the likes, the shares, the downloads. Keep it up. And we'll keep on bringing you the Parkland Podcast.